Democratic strategist, former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer, and Ron Bonjean, he's singer Bonjean Strategies partner. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Now, Chris, I want to go to you first, my old friend, and I have here a whistle. I was gonna blow it, but it scared the heck out of my partner here, Cheryl. So maybe.
Oh,
okay,
I
just did that. This is why I'm not going to use this. However, I got to invoke what we call here the Cavuto rule. That is, if you just start blaming the other side, I'm going to cut you off, and your time is going to be filled by the. I'm serious here. Cheryl can do what she wants, but I'm going to cut you off if you don't just come out with a solution rather than blame the other side and use bad names and such. But let me put up a poll first. 62% of Americans want to link a rise in the debt ceiling to cuts in spending. Now, what's wrong with that idea?
I think that they don't understand what the debt ceiling is. I mean, the debt ceiling is basically paying the bills that we've already committed to through the budget process. Now,
but you're saying, hold on a second, because you are saying now that the American people don't understand that, and therefore we can ignore their views?
No, I think the American people do not understand it, and I think that the American government should do a better job explaining what the debt ceiling is to the American people and to some members of the House of Representatives who don't understand it.
Okay, well, Ron, do you agree or disagree with the Republican strategy here? Because all they have asked is that the president and Senator Reid come to the table and discuss it, and John Boehner has said repeatedly they won't talk to us. They're talking now. Did the Republicans make a mistake in their strategy in all of this?
Well, look, I think right now the debt ceiling, I think we're going to go right up until October 17th in terms of the negotiations. President Obama is now talking to Republicans and they're talking back. So we're finally seeing this end game starting to appear. I do think that it's a smart play to say, look, if you want the debt ceiling extended, we want budgetary and entitlement reforms. There's nothing wrong with
this was a smart move on their part of the Republicans? Because most Americans,
I do think it was a smart move.
At this point, they blame the Republicans for what we've seen.
I think it's a smart move to pivot away from Obamacare because the government shut down and Obamacare kept going and limping along. It's a good idea to get into this end game.
Ron's great at reading polls, and I respect his judgment, and quite frankly, he's seen the polls the last week or so. The one thing the president couldn't do was make Americans love Obamacare more, but this shutdown has made the American public like Obamacare more than it did a week ago, and the Republicans know that, so they got to pivot away.
Chris, here is one thing that Americans don't like. They don't like the fact that businesses and well-placed union get exemptions for a year that individual Americans won't get. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, look, I think that it was a mistake to give those exemptions. I think the individual mandate is a very important part of this law.
Chris, let's not go over history. It's done. The big businesses have exemptions. Unions have exemptions. Individual Americans don't. That is unfair, is it not? And how do you address that as a Democrat who's worried about fairness?
Well, I agree with you, David. It does appear to be unfair. I think that the bill does not work without a majority of uninsured people buying insurance so that we spread out the cost. That's how insurance works. So you can't give exemptions to everyone, and it might seem unfair, but a little unfairness is needed right now to make the law work.
Wow.
And by the end of next year, we'll see these businesses coming into it. It'll make the law work even better.
Okay, Ron, President Obama really is the first president that has never, when he's had a divided legislative branch, when he's had a division like this, not at least gone to the table and talked. First time we've seen in decades, Ron. Did the president make a mistake?
Yeah, no, I think he did. I think it's a really wise idea that he's starting to talk to Republicans now because you know what? You don't want to be the first president in American history to let the debt ceiling default. He does not want that on the books. He doesn't want that in the history books. That's a legacy thing for him, but it's more important to have the economy and the world's economy keep going. And the fact is, you have to talk in divided government. That's what it is. Yes, Republicans do run the House of Representatives, and you have to get in the room and negotiate, and guess what? Both sides are going to get something out of this. The debt ceiling will increase, and Republicans will get a discussion and an agreement within 6 weeks or whatever the time frame is. Because I know the Susan Collins 3-month thing, but they're going to get in a room and they're going to figure this out. And I think we're going to see a deal before or on October 17th.
Hey, you guys are really great. I didn't have. By the way, she wouldn't let me use this whistle, but I didn't have to blow my own whistle.
Well, Democrats are wrong, though. Democrats are wrong.
Okay. Now you're getting it out.
I would go all Michael Corleone on them and say, here's my office, Senator, nothing.
Get the hook and pull you off. You can go to your
that
extreme.
whistle. I'm hiding
I appreciate it, guys. Christopher, Ron, good to see you both. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
I want that whistle gone.
As we have just been talking, a short-term budget and debt deal may be on the horizon, but could this cause the partial government shutdown to last even longer? We're going to be talking to Steve Forbes. He is Forbes media chairman and editor-in-chief. He's coming next.
BNY Mellon combines investment management and investment servicing, giving us unique insights, which help us attract the industry's brightest minds, who create powerful strategies for a country's investments, which are used to build new schools, to build more bright minds. Invested in the world. BNY Mellon.
If you've been watching the devastating declines in the financial markets and the economy in general and wondered where you could find a safe haven for your hard-earned wealth, look no further than Monaco Rare Coins and these beautiful 1-ounce gold American Eagle bullion coins. That's right. Rather than losing value like many other investments, these American Eagles have not only maintained their value, but actually increased in value every year for the past 10 years. And now, these gorgeous and certified early release gold American Eagles are available to those who can appreciate the quality of the most exquisite gold coins in the world at very low, very competitive prices. Call Monaco today to lock in your price and order for these certified early release gold American Eagles. There's no order limit, and we offer special investor pricing for larger purchases. Call Monaco today at 800-663-1929.